This meeting is being recorded.
Cool. All right, everybody, we have Emily here, and I'm so excited to just show you guys all about Emily and all of the great successes that she's had, some of her tribulations she's had to overcome, and I just can't wait to kind of dive into, what made Emily so successful. And so I'm going to start off by just saying, Emily, tell us just a little bit about yourself, your profession, how old you are, just your goals, just tell us a little bit about yourself so we can get a little bit of a background.
Yeah, so my name is Emily. I am 29 years old, turning 30 this year, so the big 30. A little bit about me, I am a pharmacist. I work in a hospital, Nationwide Children's Hospital, specifically in the emergency department there. So I've been a pharmacist now for about a year and a half, and I have been working with Kayla on my fitness goals for about 4.5 years now, 4 or 5 years almost, which is crazy. And my goal was always to compete in bikini competitions, so that's kind of where we're at right now.
Awesome. Yes. Wow. Yeah. You've been my longest athlete, which is so cool. We've gone through a lot together.
Yes.
So what initially made you want to get started, way back then?
Yeah. So I think I was honestly just stuck in a rut in pharmacy school. So I always grew up, doing gymnastics. I played collegiate soccer. I was always extremely active, but again, I was just kind of stuck. So I was working out every day. I was running a few miles every day. I was, lifting, nothing really higher than a 15-pound dumbbell, but, I was lifting. And I think I was just stuck there. So I had always wanted to compete in bikini. And when my friend had introduced me to Kayla and kind of told me what she was about and the beginning of her business, I knew this was the motivation and accountability I needed to kind of take that next step to get to my goals.
I love that. Awesome. And so here we are about 5 years later. What successes have you had?
Yeah, so I think, of course, my big success was getting on stage and competing in my first bikini competition, which was a couple months ago now, and we are prepping for actually my second competition, which is super exciting. But I think the success kind of goes way deeper than that. So Kayla has helped me grow physically and mentally, as a person. I've built this confidence about myself. I've established great eating habits, great lifestyle habits that are just honestly second nature at this point for me, 5 years working towards that. So she's truly helped me just kind of succeed in every aspect of my life, which to me is like the greatest success I can ask for, and why Evolve has truly been so special to me.
Oh, I love that. You're gonna make me cry. Okay. So obviously, you've had a lot of success. I've watched your body changed drastically over the last few years. And just to mention, you guys, she didn't mention this, she works night shift. And I think that's a lot of people, go into night shift, and it's kind of like this black hole. It's just so hard to kind of redefine your habits and get success. And so you've been able to do that so beautifully, which I think is amazing. I guess that kind of segues us into some of your challenges that you've had along the way. So can you kind of speak on the challenges that you've had and how you've overcome those?
Sure. So, 4 to 5 years, a lot goes on in your life between that time span. That's a long time. So, I think when I was a graduate in pharmacy school, my weekends were still filled with partying and celebrating graduation. So, that was always a barrier to my goals at that point in my life. So then I graduated pharmacy school, and I decided to move back to Pittsburgh, where I did a really busy year of pharmacy residency. So we got through that year. And then I had to come to Kayla and tell her, okay, I'm moving to Baltimore and I'm doing a second year of crazy residency in emergency medicine. So then, we had to transition from moving to a new city where I didn't know anyone down there. And I think too, all of this was occurring during the pandemic. So of course, gyms were limited. My fitness equipment was limited. I'm buying bands on Amazon and working out on my front porch. So in the midst of all these different moves, we're dealing with the pandemic. And then, of course, so all of that's over. And then I have to come back to Kayla and tell her, I took a night shift job. I'm working 7 days and nights in a row, and then I get 7 days off. So like Kayla said, transitioning from, day life to night life, your eating habits, your sleeping habits, all of that. It took me about 4 months to get settled into the routine I am, to be able to physically and mentally be prepared to, take that next step toward my goals. So it did not come without its challenges, but I like to say Kayla and I, our motto was kind of embrace the suck. And we embraced the suck through 4 years. And here we are. I couldn't be happier with my goals, and I'm so excited for what's to come. So
Yeah. I love that you said that, embrace the suck. That is our motto, because I
Yeah.
remember this was your goal a long time ago too. And I'm like, we just have to be patient. We have to wait for this time, build up all the muscles. So that way, when you step on stage, you can be competitive, and you have been, which is super cool. So awesome. And when it came to starting originally, did you have any initial fears when it came to investing in yourself financially?
Sure. So I think honestly, my biggest fear, I mean, of course, cost is always a thing. So people are always going to say, it's so expensive to work with a trainer. It's so expensive to grocery shop and eat healthy. But, being in the healthcare field, I've seen the other side of, being expensive, coming to the hospital, not taking care of your health. So I think for me, honestly, financially, I was just like, this is something I want to commit to. I'm getting paid resident salary, but I'm going to make it work. Like, this is a priority for me. So I kind of put that fear aside. I think biggest thing for me was honestly just failure. So, every athlete wants to be the best in their sport. You want to win that soccer game. So for me, just failing to reach my goals, or, getting on stage and just, not looking competitive or not being where I want to be, that was honestly my biggest fear. And, Kayla took me step by step and was like, this isn't going to happen in 6 months. Let's slowly work on these habits. Let's work on your physical health. Let's work on your mental health. And we kind of took it step by step, where that fear kind of went out of my head. And, the days where I am feeling down, Kayla's always there to support me, to motivate me, to kind of set my brain back on track when I'm having a bad day. So I think, now it's just, it's all excitement, and all those fears are kind of in the past, which is very exciting.
Yeah, it's just so cool seeing you just evolve and mature into who you are now. It's been so fun to watch that. So.
And it's also, I will say, been fun to watch you evolve as a coach. So coming and being Kayla's first athlete to, now having 4 amazing coaches, a mindset coach, this website, Evolved Gear. Like, it's just so exciting to have a coach that's so motivating and so supportive. And you can see that in every aspect of her business. And that's just something so special to me. And it makes, me want to work hard so that I can represent her and evolve and all the hard work we've been doing. So.
Oh, wow. Hit me in the feels. I love it. Well, thank you for all of your support. I could not be more grateful that you've stayed on with me this whole time, that you've trusted me this whole time, which is insane. So thank you. Any last words you want to say to whoever you're watching? Because you never know who you're going to inspire. I always tell you that all the time. You never know who you're going to impact.
I think the biggest thing is just take that first step, take that risk, put those fears aside, just, have the conversation with Kayla, have the conversation with an involved coach, and just do it for yourself. Like, don't do it for, the social media posts or, other people. Honestly, do it for yourself and take that first step in your journey, and you'll never know like where it's going to take you or the goals you can reach. So I'm so happy 5 years ago, sitting in my little apartment, I decided to join Evolve, and like now where we're at, it's amazing.
Yeah. Wow. So cool. Emily, this has been so awesome chatting with you. Thank you so much for all of your kind words. And I'm just really happy that you decided just to speak on your experience, but also just continue to be an amazing athlete. So keep it up.
Thank you.